Hello everyone, Minky here with the next episode of Pokémon Gen 2 AEFE. Yeah, that is the title, isn't it? Yeah. And it's also the next day as well. Yeah, I've been recording episodes, or parts at least, for several days in a row now. I think since Wednesday, right? Might have been, well, it was at least Wednesday, yeah, definitely. It might have been Tuesday. But yeah, today we're taking on Brock's gym, and yeah, there is the ever so slightest improvement to the gym, if you can call it that, and that is that the trainer has moved spots to a place where you have to now battle them, if you will. Yeah, I've just tried this, I've just had an attempt at this, and then I kind of failed at it, so, you know, it's kind of unfortunate, but you didn't miss much, to be fair. Unfortunately, what you did miss, or didn't miss, but, well, unfortunately, this guy has just one Pokemon, that being his Sandslash. And for whatever reason, he does not have his Dugtrio, like he did in Fire Red and Blue and Yellow. You know, because remember he had he had a Sandshrew and Diglett in Red and Blue, or at least the trainer did. I don't know if this is the same trainer. Like, presumably this is the same trainer, but obviously. You would think so, because obviously, like, there's no other reason to doubt that, really. If there's no reason to doubt that, if you will. I guess they could be different in Fire Red and Leaf Green to Hogwarts or Silver, considering that there's a remix of the games, and maybe he's got a different name in those games. I don't know. I haven't checked. Maybe I should actually. Now I think about it. Yeah, that's something I should definitely have a look into, if you will, and see if you know, how trainers' names pop up in those games and whatnot comparatively, if you will. That's something I definitely got to look into. But here as well now with Brock, he says like he barely gets anyone from Johto, which is kind of interesting. Not really. I mean, it's more like just like I was saying last time, how does he know that you're from Johto? But then I figured you probably wear your Johto badges on the outside of your coat or your shirt or whatever. So that's probably it. Yeah, so that's also, his Pokemon are impervious to most physical attacks. You'll have a hard time inflicting damage, which, I mean, to be fair, that's actually not too far from the truth, considering that they have good physical defense. And yeah, by the way, this guy, Brock, has 5 Pokemon, by the way. Do they all have 5 Pokemon? I think maybe one. I think there's maybe like one exception to who has 5 Pokemon, and that one would have 6 Pokemon. Otherwise, do they all have 5 Pokemon? Actually, I think Sabrina had 3, right? She might have had 4. Misty might have had 4. LT Surge, how many did he have? I think he had 5. Yeah, I think he had 5. Erica, she might have had 3. It's a pity he doesn't have Rhydon, by the way. That's cool that he has Rhyhorn, considering that, you know, it's ground type from the Giovanni gym, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. I did get Rollout all the way through, by the way. That's pretty cool. Well, I said all the way through, I mean I got rid of his Rhyhorn first, and then I started using Rollout. Because Rollout is not very effective against ground types. And admittedly, it took me a while to realise this, but it's actually neutral on rock type Pokemon, as you'll see in a second, and water types actually. But I always figured it was neutral on water types, but rock types I thought it was not very effective against. But no, it's neutral, so it's only like half the damage here, because it's only like half damage if you will against Rhyhorn. What else was there? There was, oh yeah, so Giovanni. It would have been nice if he had a Rhydon, rock, I mean. But at least that's kind of cool that he's kind of paying respects to Giovanni. Not really, not obviously. It's Giovanni. I don't think he would pay respects outright, but you know, protect. That's gonna get rid of my Rollout, I think. Yeah, I think I got rid of my Rollout power. Oh well. Not that big of a deal, I guess. Did I even start on the start? I can't remember. Oh yeah, another thing I was going on about last time was that, like, Brock has Armor Star, right? And he also has Kabutops, as you'll see in a second. And I was saying how, like, before, when I was a kid and whatnot, playing this game, I was saying how, like, it would have been cool if, like, if Misty had Armor Star instead. Because remember, these two Pokemon, Armor Star and Kabutops, are Rock Water types. So it would have been really nice if, like, Misty had an Armor Star and Brock had the Kabutops, because I'm pretty sure Kabutops is more powerful than Armor Star. And, typically speaking, if you will, or at least more offensive, if you will, rather than defensive. And, like, and as well, Misty and Brock, at least in the anime, are friends and whatnot. You know, so you'd think, like, they'd have, like, they'd pair up like that, if you will. Especially, like, and on top of that, like I said, they're Rock Water types. Brock's type is Rock, obviously. Misty's type is Water. So that would have been pretty cool, I think. And then, what else? And as well, like I said, I was saying with Misty as well, how Golduck, like, she's got a Golduck, just like she had a Psyduck in the anime. So it's not too far-fetched to assume that she could have had the Armor Star, if you will. Yeah, especially since, like, I think in the manga it would have made sense as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she had, like, an Armor Star at some point or something. I need to reread the manga, man. It's been so long since I've had the chance to read the manga. I mean, like, I didn't even manage to escape with it all, unfortunately. I've had to leave some behind, unfortunately. But I did get some of it, and I am trying to restock on it, but yeah, it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but anyway. The world is huge. There are still many strong trainers like you. Just wait and see. I'm going to become a lot stronger too. I missed his text because I know he said something different from that. I just missed it, but well, at least I've got Silver and Crystal to read it. Yeah, Brock will punish you if you take him seriously. Okay, yeah. Now, another thing I did notice is that we're not even 8 minutes into the video yet. Well, we're almost there anyway, and we've taken on the only thing we need to do in this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a slight detour at this point, because I figured I want to add a bit to it. I don't want to just make a 20-minute episode. You know, I don't mind making a 20-minute part too much, because it's like, it is what it is at the end of the day. I did this guy already, alright. Because, like, at least then that's only a part, if you will, rather than a full-on episode. But if it's like an actual episode, you know, like a full-on episode like this, I want it to at least have something, if you will. I want it to have a bit more than just like, oh, you take on Brock, okay, that's it. You know what I mean, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm doing that. And what I'm going to do, basically, is I'm going to take you through Victory Road, because I figured it's right here anyway. And it's a pretty good place. Not a pretty good place. It's not. I mean, it's not anything impressive, anything at this point in time. But I figured it's something. You know, it's at least something to show off, to say like, I've at least done something in this video, if you will, outside of the obvious Brock and whatnot. And plus, like, it's Brock and whatnot, isn't it? You know, it's. I mean, it's the first gym leader as well, though, to be fair. It's the very first gym leader anyone takes on. You know, if you will, or not anyone takes on, but you know what I mean. It's the very first gym leader ever in the series, if you will. So it's that kind of thing where it's like, you know, I want to come here and just see what's what, if you will. And yeah, level 36 Onyx, nice. Oh yeah, another thing I mentioned actually about Brock, by the way, is that his last Pokemon in his team isn't Onyx. It's actually Kabutops for some reason. Which, I mean, it's fine. It's not. It's whatever at the end of the day. It's a rock type, you know. So at least it's in theme. Which, by the way, well, I guess I'll show you in a second. But at least it's in theme, you know. But it's just odd seeing him without a Golem or an Onyx as his main, ace Pokemon. And like, I can kind of understand Onyx not being his ace Pokemon because we did have Jasmine with Steelix earlier on in the game. Not in the LP because I didn't show that off. Yeah, by the way, this bit, the double bit with the 2 items, if you will. There's only one game in there's only one item in this game, but it's pretty cool that it's still there. But yeah, I can understand Onyx, but like, he could have had Golem as his ace Pokemon. That would have been pretty cool, I think. And like, there's also Rhyhorn. He's also got Rhyhorn as part of his team, when he's supposed to be like a top level gym leader at this point for us, if you will. Like, Onyx, fair enough. That's kind of his Pokemon anyway. That's what he's known for, if you will. So it makes sense that he's got Rhyhorn, but makes sense that he got Onyx, sorry. But Rhyhorn, like, surely he should have a Rhydon at this point. I mean, if anything, at least he's got both fossil Pokemon, or at least a fossil Pokemon. That's pretty cool in and of itself. And he doesn't have Aerodactyl either, though. That's the thing, he doesn't have them. Which is a bit of a pity, though, but yeah, it is what it is, at the end of the day. It's just one of those things that's like, I don't know, interesting. I don't know, it's just interesting really at the end of the day, I think. I'm gonna have to look into that actually, about the gym trainers, really. If I forget to write it down later today, I'll remember when I'm editing, but like, I've got to write down oh, don't forget to add in the information about the trainers, if you will, about the gym trainers in the Leaf Green, Fire Red, Hogwarts and Silver, that kind of thing. Because I mean, to be fair, I could probably look it up on Bulbapedia and just be done with it, but at the same time, it's like, they don't give like maps of the place, if you will. They don't specify like who's who, if you will. So half the time it's like, yeah, I'll look into it myself, if you will. Yeah, I'm just going over a little bit of the Victory Road, by the way. I'm not going all over the place because it's quite short, actually. Oddly enough. Well, I guess it's not that hard because it is quite a trek to get up here when you're coming up from New Bark Town. And I've got to think about that section of the game when you're coming up here for the first time. Which, now that I think about it, when you come up here from New Bark Town for the very first time, right? You've got those 2 guys blocking the pathway, right? In the hallway, right at the beginning of the Victory Road, and it's like, why? I can understand the Mount Silver one. That one makes sense, because Mount Silver has a lot of tough Pokemon up there. But why block the pathway to the Kanto region? Yeah, that's kind of odd, Because it's like, Kanto region isn't filled with like tough Pokemon in this general area. In fact, the ones just outside are incredibly weak. They're starter level, if you will. They're barely anything, and you're like 8 gyms in, it's like, it's weird, man. I mean, obviously the reason why they block off that path as well is for the plot, basically. That's basically it. If you will, it's to get you to go to the Pokemon League first and not explore the Kanto region. That's why they want you to. That's why they block you off, if you will. I mean, I never talked to the guy though, to be fair, so I probably should one day, but it's odd, man. It really is. At the Pokemon League, you'll get tested by the Elite Four. You have to beat them all. If you lose, you have to start all over. Yeah, this place does look different from Generation 1 version as well, because the staircase is on the other side and whatnot. It's odd. I don't think there's even any room. I don't think there's any like extra hallway for Lance either. Well, for the 4th trainer anyway, I should say. So yeah, that's a bit odd, but it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, and on that note, I think it's now time to go over to Pokemon Silver. So yeah, I shall see you over there then. Alright, say goodbye to the Route 2 music because we're not listening to it anymore. But yeah, here we are in Silver, let's go. Time to take on the Pewter Gym in Silver, the appropriately coloured one time this time. Yeah, Saturday today. Did I say that earlier? I forget. I just want to check my team, to be honest, because I want to make sure that I'm sending out a good Pokemon for the gym, if you will. Yeah, because like I said, like I say all the time. By the way, this the trainers of this gym use Rock-type Pokemon. The trainers. There's only one trainer, and he uses a pure Ground type. What? The Rock type has high defense. I mean, you got that right. But it's going to end up going a long time. Are you ready for this? I mean, I would be if you had a Rock type and you multiplied that Rock type by 6 and you know, whatever else. But you do not. So no, I am not ready for this. I am done with this already. That's how ready I am with it. But no, what was I saying? Swift. Okay, yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, Mickey has a lot more physical defense than that. Come on, man. I don't know, man. It is bonkers, man. Well, that did slightly more damage than Swift. Anyway, that point aside, what was I saying? Great, I lost my train of thought. Great, that's my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I remember what I was saying now. So yeah, the idea is that, like, obviously, like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. But after that, we get Chancellor Yoso. Yeah, I know what I know what I'm doing. I know that Steel Wing is usually the answer against these Rock types. You know, I know that Flying is weak to Rock types, and that, you know, I know. You know, I know. I basically know what I'm doing, you know, is what I'm saying, if you will. You know, I know what I'm doing with this. It's just like I'm going for stuff like. So I'm trying to make things more challenging for myself, if you will. I'm trying to make things look tougher, if you will, or I'm trying to kind of gauge how things go, if you will. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Because obviously you've just seen Mudslap and Thief. Both of them didn't do very good damage. I mean, let's have a look at what Peck is. Peck is Stab, so it should do good, right? Except no, he's got incredibly good physical defense. And now he's got even more physical defense. He's probably going to use Rollout. No, he's not, because he just fainted anyway. But yeah, it's Hermistar. You know what? No, I'll keep in for Mickey this one time because I want to show this off at least. Because some of that, it didn't take me a while to realise, but some of that's just not on my radar as often. Is that Steel Wing is neutral against Armorstar. Because they're actually weak to it thanks to Rock type, but they're resistant to it because of Water type. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I mean, I'm pretty sure I understand why. It's because like steel corrosion stuff inside the water. So that's what I'm thinking, if you will. Kabutops already. You know, I guess that makes sense because I don't think ground resists, right? I'm pretty sure ground doesn't resist Steel Wing. I don't know though. I'm not gonna find out. Just gonna swap to Egan, see if he can take on Kabutops. He probably can, in all fairness. Yeah. I mean, it's a good physical move, and I think Kabutops has a weakened physical defense. Not a weakened one, but I just don't think Kabutops are known for their physical defense, if you will. So it's not. So for them, it's not that high, if you will. I probably should use Earthquake, but again, Egan's actually doubly weak to water, so they probably would have used Surf, and I probably would have been fainted. In all fairness. Not definitely, but probably. In fact, yeah, I don't even think they had that good special attack, actually, now I think about it. I don't know. Obviously, it's a bit too late for that now, but... yeah, but yeah, let's see how good Rockslide does. So remember, that's only half damage. That's a critical hit, so that was normal damage, wow. And that was... died. Also, he's, what was I saying? That was also, like, physical defense as well. That was good physical defense, so there was that as well. Pokemon's powerful at attacks overcame my hard defenses. Oh, I need to get a screenshot actually of him, so let me do that now. I need that for the thumbnail. That'd be nice. Minky received Boulder badge. Minky, thanks. I enjoyed battling you even though I'm a bit upset. That Boulder badge will make your Pokemon even more powerful. Oh yeah, he said something about rock hard defense or something before. Hard or something. I know I made a hard joke because it was like, because he said like, you know, he's like, oh, it's hard, you know, it's going to be hard for you to take us on, and then it's like, oh, I already beat you anyway. Or because it's rock types, he was to say. I don't know. Guess we'll see in a minute. Now, we're probably going to only end up at a half an hour, to be fair, so maybe I should... I guess let's go touch that guy, that other guard guy. See what he says, if you will, to blocking the path, if you will. Because, like I said, it's... I mean, I don't know what... Obviously, I won't know what they say. I won't know what this one says, the one that blocks you from Viridian City, but... it's going to be interesting. It might be interesting anyway what the other guy says. Yeah, level 7 Fearer, by the way, that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's some low-level Pokemon, or under-leveled Pokemon here, that's pretty nice. You're gonna swap Pokemon as well though, I don't wanna constantly give Mickey all the experience points. She needs screen time too. Well, the others need screen time too as well though. Pokemon League. Picture Road entrance. This way leads to Mount Silver. You'll see scary strong Pokemon out there. No, I won't. Can you start from here? You can. Only trainers who have proven themselves may pass. Oh, the 8 badges of Johto. Please go right on the head, sir. No. What about going right ahead? I've already gone on right ahead. I've already gone to Viridian City and all that. Got hold over 7 badges. The most random call ever. Yeah, that's Beth, by the way. I'm pretty sure I've shown Beth off actually before, yeah. So there's Gavin. Pretty sure I've shown him off as well. But I've not gone really down here too often otherwise. I mean, I used to because I had to like go down here for like, you know, I had to go all the way through Mount Silver, through Victory Road, just to get to Beth and Gavin whenever they called to have a rematch or whatever. But obviously, like, I couldn't always take them on. I mean, I could. It's just like I had to go all the way through Victory Road and whatnot back then, but now I can just fly there. Well, now I can just fly to Viridian City. No fairness. That's another thing I'm gonna have to research though, isn't it? That guard that blocks the path to Viridian City. I wonder when he disappears then. Like I said, probably when you get rid of the Snorlax. Because they probably don't want you... you know what it is? They probably don't want you coming in on the other side of the Snorlax. So yeah, it's probably when you get rid of the Snorlax. So that way, if you were to fly over to the other side, and then go to Viridian City or whatever, through that other side, and then go through Diglett's Cave or whatnot, you'd obviously appear on the other side. Although maybe not, because they could have probably put something there in Diglett's Cave to just say, sorry, you can't come on through here just yet. I mean, they probably didn't do that. They probably just said, like, get rid of the Snorlax first and then you can get to the other side, but... I don't know, man. I really don't know. And yeah, this has actually gone faster than expected, this little trip down here. This trip has gone down fast. I wasn't even really thinking about doing that. I was like, I had it on mind and thought, you know what, maybe let's show it, maybe not. But no, here we are in Newbot Town. It's the very beginning of our adventure. And the very beginning of my adventure before we even started the LP. Yeah, it's quite the place. Well, let's leave. What else was there? Was there anything else? I don't even think there was. I think it's just about time we go back to Crystal. Oh, well, yeah, back to Crystal, I guess. That's not Pewter. I wanted to go to Pewter because I always like to save in the same place. Because it's always like a nice little thing, if you will. Because I mean, like, I know it's the same thing basically 3 times, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, on that note, let's go off to Crystal and end off this episode. And here we are in Pewter City. Yeah, time to take on Brock for the 3rd time. And then I can go battle Tully because he's just called, and so I can obviously talk to him and battle him. So yeah, let's have a go then. Alright, still the same layout. Still the same training in the same place. Yeah, that's still weird, but it still seems like the same gym, basically. Yeah, Sandslash, level 37. Wasn't that Sandslash's level in Gold and Silver? Forgot the games then. But yeah, well, it's not that different, in all honesty. It's a little disappointing, to be honest. So it really is. You know, it's yeah, I'm not gonna lie, to be honest. It is a little disappointing. I mean, it could be worse. The training could be dodgeable for one. Yeah, that would be terrible. Yeah, that just. But you know, it's just sad, man. It's just kind of sad because it's like, this is Brock. You know, like, I mean, I get that he's obviously supposed to be the easiest, if you will. I mean, he's not, I don't think, because I think the Fusion City Gym is easiest, but at the same time, that at least kind of makes sense, because I remember the gym leader there is new, so it makes sense that she's easiest to beat, if you will, in the battle. But like here, this is Brock. He's supposed to be the 2nd weakest gym leader, I would say, because like obviously, like he's the first one. You know, although if anything, to be completely fair, all of them should be pretty much, you know, gym leader number 9, if you will. With maybe the exception of the Fridian gym, that should be gym leader number 10, maybe gym leader number 11, because there's no like scaling to this. There's no like, they're not evolving even further, if you will, for the fact that you've got more gym badges. They're always going to be as strong as they are, if you will. So like Brock, so like if you go to like, if you take the Johto games, the Johto region for example, the 5th, 6th and 7th gym leaders can be done in any order. I'm not sure about Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but I know in these games, in Gold, Silver, Crystal, they can be done in any order, all 3 gyms. Obviously the idea is to take on Chuck first, then Jasmine and then Price, but you can take them on in any order. But they will still be the same general levels, if you are. They're not gonna like become like, they're all considered like a 5th gym, if you will. But they're not gonna think like, oh, you beat Chuck, so Jasmine's gonna be the 6th gym now, you know, or Chuck's not gonna level up because you beat Jasmine first or anything. They're always gonna be considered like a 5th gym, if you will, as opposed to a 5th, 6th and 7th gym, which is what they should kind of be, if you will. And then with no like, and they could have had like something of a warning, if you will, saying like, this is the 7th gym, if you will, so obviously if you've only got 5 gym badges, you might not want to come here just yet. You can if you want to, but you might not want to just yet, kind of thing. You know, if they keep in the idea that Price has to be the 7th gym leader, kind of thing, if you will. And then like, there's no like scaling to it, so you can battle. So like, if you battle like what I think it should have been, and I'm pretty sure that plenty of people would agree, at least to some degree, is that it should be like a scaling thing. Like, you should be allowed to take on the gym leaders in any order you want, pretty much, for the most part at least. And if you, depending on what order you take them on in, they will have differently leveled Pokemon, and maybe differently evolved Pokemon as well. So like, obviously, like, if it's the first gym leader, they're probably not going to have any evolved Pokemon. But if it's the last gym leader, they're probably not going to have any unevolved Pokemon, with like rare exceptions like Brock with Onix, for example. You know, it's that kind of thing. But I don't know, it's just what it is, I guess. Oh well. Minky, thanks, I enjoyed this battling you. Yeah, enjoyed battling me again. This time on screen. Oh yeah, I've got to go battle Tully. So yeah, I've got to go do that now. Then we can end the part. Well, I actually did something in all the little extras, if you will. In all 3 games, I had a little extra to do. Well, that's kind of cool, actually, to be honest. Oh well, that's. I mean, I was worried because obviously, like, we only had Brock and that one trainer to battle 3 times each, but now, yeah, now we've managed to do some extra little bits. That's really nice. I'm glad that happened. I mean, this one was completely by chance. It might not have happened, but at least we got the other 2 things done. And even then, that's only 35 minutes. Like, we're only 5 minutes off the normal amount, if you will. So you know, it's not too bad. But yeah, I don't even think, you know what, now that I think about it, I don't even think I got the bike. Did I not? I just realised, did I not get the bike? Oh, I did. Oh, I even selected it. Okay, that's weird. I don't remember doing that. Oh yeah, this music. Why do I not remember this music from last episode? That's weird, man. Did more than fishing since we last met. You're in for a big surprise. So am I. I forgot to swap out Typhlosion again, but hey, at least we get more Typhlosion. Oh, nice, he's got Seeking now. Nice. This way to use Flamethrower again. That's really nice because, like I said, I had that nostalgia with Flamethrower on the Nugget Bridge, and I think I mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure I have anyway. In fact, I'm certain I have. Flame's nickname is based on the move Flamethrower, so there is that. That's pretty nice. Also, like, another thing I thought about, by the way, I was thinking about this. I think I was thinking about this before when I was doing editing one of the previous episodes. But like, I had an idea, like, so like for the first 3 starters, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, like I said, I've got 2 different nicknames for them. I've either Forest, Fire, and Water, or Green, Red, and Blue. Same for Raichu, with either Light or Yellow, right? I figured, in this game, God Silver Crystal, or more specifically for these 3 starters, obviously their nicknames are Solar, Flame, and Hydro. I was thinking maybe, like, what I could do is maybe I could, like, call them Forest, Fire, and Water as well, you know, for the whole, you know, give them those 6 names kind of thing. But I was wondering as well, like, what could I nickname future Pokemon as well? But I'm not sure, because then what if I did Gen 3? That would have 2 nicknames, but I think I'd want to have 3 nicknames for them, so I'm not sure actually. Yeah, I don't know, that's a weird one. I've just realised that. Yeah, because I was thinking of a different nickname I could have had for specifically Blaziken. I don't want to say it now because I don't want to really spoil anything, but I remember having a nickname for that. I know I said Blaziken, but that's for future me to worry about, if you will, or to think back to, if you will. But like, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's something I'll have to think about in the future, you know, about like what I want these things to be and whatnot. It's a fun little thing, if you will. It's gonna be, it's a whole thing I'm gonna have to think about in the future, but for now, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Alright, well, that's the end of the part. Or, well, I mean, it is the end of the part, it's the end of the whole episode. There's only one part to it. Right, well, so yeah, on that note, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a really minky day.